Hi guys, and welcome back for the closing stages of Act 1 of Fear Part 2. Now we've just got the guys going on. Now of course I'm going to keep the same zombie team I've been using throughout the first video here, with the team grade of B, Andrew as leader, who has of course the plus 12 crit, which is for all teammates, so all these guys will benefit from that. And then as my ally I went for Gloria there, who has the plus 16 crit, which will help out my melee characters, which of course is Katja and Shane and herself. Now I'm not going to talk about her other attributes, just purely because I'm only worried about the crit. I don't worry about the defense or anything like that when it comes to zombies. Now, as you saw at the start, I didn't actually change my battle items, just because in these earlier stages with the zombies you shouldn't really need to be using your battle items. With the people who obviously are a bit harder because they shoot back, you're going to need them battle items, so I'm just leaving them set up as they are. So that was stage 5. Got through it fairly easy. They've been doing similar, I guess, trends throughout the zombie stages, with the similar walkers, like 9 to 10 walkers, some open water stages, so where they're in the clear with no obstacles, and then some with the obstacles like this and the barriers. Which, it's not bothering me too much. I do have the 3 ranged players there, so it's not affecting me too much, the barriers, and I do have the 3 melees. But the key with that, when you do have barriers, is to allow your melees to hit first, so they get all the ones out in the open, and then the range will take all the ones that are behind the barriers. If you go the opposite way and your ranged are going off first, then the ranged are more likely to headshot the ones in the clear, and then your melees are left with the ones all behind the barriers and you can't actually hit them. So it's just a lot easier and simpler if you just let the melees have their choice first and go off, and then back them up with the range. It gets you through a lot quicker. So that's stage 6 done. Now we're getting through these fairly quickly, as you do in the earlier acts. It's fairly easy, so we'll just continue on. Now of course we've got Abraham here, so this is the first stage I believe that I've had an ally that hasn't been from my faction, so it took to stage 7 I believe. So hopefully you have some good allies in your faction that have some good crit skills. I have a few in mind that both affect melee or team members, and I know my Aaron, there's a couple of Aarons in ours that affect only toughs, which I don't really have any toughs here, but Andrew is a tough, but if I set my team up with toughs I could benefit from that plus 24. And then of course you have things like Michonne with the plus 16 melee skills, and so they're the sort of players you want to be looking for when you're using your faction allies. You want players with the crit when it comes to zombies, and then you want some with attack and defense or HP attributes when it comes to the people. We'll see if we get to use an ally or whether they supply one in the last stage. So that's stage 7. We got that through that one fairly easily and quickly as well. Now we've got the people here, so I just changed my team up. I changed Andrew out for Bob, and then gave them all weapons that has attack and defense rather than the crit. And we'll just see how we go. Now I'm going to not use my typical tactics in this one, just to show you how harder it can be if you don't use the right tactics. So obviously you can see I'm not topping up my players, so I always say top up your players. When you have lower grade players with lower health, you need to be topping them up constantly, because it only takes a few hits and they're down. As you saw Shane in that first wave, it only took 2 hits and he was down, and that's why you got to make sure you're constantly topping up your players with replenishers when they're lower grades. Just feel, there you go, Shane again, he dies all the freaking time. He has really cruddy health, Shane, the 3-star one of him. And so you've got to constantly be topping those players up, especially, and these ones are like with your 4 and 5 stars, you can let them get a bit lower on health, but these ones you need to be constantly replenishing them, because it only takes a few hits and they go down. And also, as you can see, I've lost a few already, so there's the replenishers. I'm going to hit these with the nerf gas there, but if you're not using, typically I use the Nerf and Tear Gas on the 2 outsides. I'm not doing it for this one, just to show you how much harder it is if you don't use them properly. It just makes it more of a struggle, and you also have to play for longer. If you're using the Tear and Nerf Gas on the outside players with the 2, you're getting rid of them and you're disabling them, and it gets you through the rounds a lot quicker, and you're getting a lot less damage, which is really important. As you can see, Shane keeps dying when it comes to these lower health players, because as you can see with Shane and the 3 on losing, if you're not constantly topping them up and eventually you will run out of replenishers, then they're going to die fairly quickly, and if you're not disabling their attack and also their defense to get rid of them that quicker, then they will kill you and make it a lot more harder for you. So we got through that fairly simply, even though we didn't exactly follow plan, but we did get through it. It's more of a struggle than usual, but it was okay. Thanks for watching.